And what happens after this pre-suit period, this 90-day period has passed, and the defense tells you, you know what, Joel, we're not paying your client anything. What happens next?
Well, most cases, most medical malpractice cases end up in that category. Most cases are not resolved during the pre-suit period. It's very rare for a medical provider to actually step up and admit that they did something wrong. They don't like to admit that they did anything wrong. They like to deny responsibility for everything. So we give them the formal notice. We're prepared on our end to file suit. And once that 90-day period is up, we're ready and we file suit.
And then there's something, once you file the lawsuit, there's something called the standard of care. What does that mean, and how does it apply to medical malpractice cases?
Every medical malpractice case, in order to determine whether the medical provider committed malpractice, that's the basic question, their actions are judged by an objective standard. That's called the standard of care. And that is the standard by which all medical providers in that specialty have to comply with. Their conduct has to meet that standard. And if they do not meet that standard, they're considered to fall below the standard of care. That's when you have malpractice. When a medical provider provides medical care to a patient that falls below the standard of care, that's malpractice.
So now that you have someone in malpractice, is it that fast, the cases get resolved fast? In your experience, I know I was a defense lawyer for years and you've been a defense lawyer for years, but now we're both on the plaintiff side representing people. How long do these cases generally take?
Generally, from start to finish, a civil case will take anywhere from 18 months to 2 years. But medical malpractice cases are very generally much more complex than the average civil case. So they could take longer because you have more parties involved, you have different experts, you need different medical experts. So the cases are generally much more difficult and require a higher level of attorney care, attorney experience to handle. You really need to know what you're doing in medical malpractice cases. You don't want to trust your case if you're a client. You don't want to trust your case involving a medical malpractice claim to just anyone. You really need someone who knows what they're doing, someone who's experienced in that field.
And tell us, when is the last time you know of yourself or the firm that's worked on a medical malpractice case?
We work on these cases all the time. We handle them routinely. I personally have about 7 or 8 medical malpractice cases that I'm handling. The firm has several more than that. So we handle these cases on a routine basis. We have the knowledge and experience. We know